Hey everyone, it's James from Resurva here. Today I'm going to cover setting up a connection between Resurva and Lightspeed Retail X, and I'll show you how to do that for a simple single store setup. In this case, we have a hypothetical makeup store where you can purchase makeup and also go and get makeup sessions, things like 30, 60, 90-minute sessions, some lessons, tutorials, as well as bridal makeup sessions as well. And I've gone ahead and set up all those services in Reserva with 3 providers. And I also have a basic setting or setup done for my Lightspeed Retail X outlet. In both cases, it's called Resurva Makeup. I'm going to go and show how to connect everything, get the connection going, and then also cover sort of the flow of how appointments in Reserva end up as closed sales in Lightspeed Retail X. So first thing we're going to go do is go to Manage and POS in Reserva here. And I'm going to go in and connect my Reserva account to my Lightspeed Retail X account. In this case, since it's a single store outlet, it's a very straightforward process. Even if there were multiple locations here, the idea in Reserva is that you just go to the location, which would be a drop down up here, choose your location and go to manage POS for each location and choose the register that's attributed to that location from your Lightspeed Retail X setup. So, in a lot of cases, usually shops have or smaller shops will have like one register, so they'll just name their register by location, and that's really how Reserva works too. So your schedule for each location is connected, yet it's independent in the sense that you drill down into that location to manage the schedule and services and staff individually for each location. But all you've got to do is in your mind is map the connection point from the location in Reserva to the appropriate register that's attributed to a location in your Lightspeed Retail X setup. So here, since it's a very simple setup for a company called Resurva Makeup, I've got the same slug for both Reserva and Lightspeed Retail X. The Reserva URL is reservamakeup.reserva.com, and for Lightspeed Retail X, we have reservamakeup.retail.lightspeed.app. So here you'll just put the unique identifier, which is Reserva Makeup, for your URL in Lightspeed Retail X. And then once I click on save, it's going to send me to Lightspeed. I'm just going to have to just put in the same URL again here. And once I click on next, because I'm already logged in, I'm just going to the consent screen now, just letting me know that I am making the connection between Lightspeed Retail X and Reserva. And once I click on connect, I will go back to the managed POS page here in Reserva. And to complete this connection, all I have to do now is select my register that I've had set up in my Lightspeed Retail X setup. So in this case, since it's only one register, the default is always called main register, because I haven't changed the main outlet name in Lightspeed. But you can always change that to something that's gives you a sense of connection to the location of that business, or you could just call it your business name or whatever. But here I've just kept the default names for sake of simplicity. So I'm going to choose the main register. And once I'm doing this, this is where sort of the magic happens in the background, where your services and appointments in Reserva and your provider information end up becoming products in your product catalog in Lightspeed, as well as the parked orders. And In Reserva, there are two ways to do that. You can either click on the icon that gives you that sets up a parked order at the end of an appointment. But we also have check-ins in Reserva, and in Reserva, when the client is checked in, that triggers notifications that can be sent to the service provider, so they can get a push notification, an email or text letting them know that their next client is there. It's a great feature for larger shops or setups where the line of sight for the service providers is not available, or sorry, line of sight. They can't see line of sight. Sorry, in terms of like people coming into the shop, and it's just a great way to greet someone too. You know, once you know that your client's there. So, but you know, when Reserva is connected to Lightspeed Retail X, when you do check someone in, it actually creates the parked order as well. So from an efficiency standpoint, it'll save a couple seconds in the checkout process, knowing that you can just instantly pull up that parked order when the client is ready to make payment for their service, as well as any products that they may be purchasing. So if I go back to the schedule here, you can see that there are a bunch of services or appointments that are set up for today. In this case, I am going to check in the customer for Yvonne, and we'll trigger parked order in the sell screen on Lightspeed Retail X. So if I click on the appointment here and I check them in, and I go back to my setup here, or the sell screen on Lightspeed. If I click on retrieve sale, I can actually see this information here now. So you'll see that the information is brought over. Our naming convention is we go by the service and provider. You can see that the cost from Reserva is transferred over to, so it was a $120 service. And because we've got tax set up for this location, it adds on the HST as well. And really here, you know, all the magic that is in Lightspeed for things like tracking, like commission rates and things, where you can, you know, change who is actually doing the sale, so you can attribute sales to certain providers. You know, this would be great for not only tracking. You can get in and create suppliers for all of your service providers, so you can track splits really granularly. But you can also, again, attribute, like, if someone were to purchase, let's see here, if I click on the Movo face cream that I set up, and they add this to the order as well. And there is like a commission set up with your staff. You can also track that because you're tracking who actually did the sale. So, here, we're doing a combo order really easy because you've got a service product as well as a physical product in this order. And it's adding the tax onto the whole order. So if I go to pay here, because I don't have Lightspeed payments set up on this account, you won't see the tip option come up, but obviously that comes into play. If you do have Lightspeed payments enabled, you will be able to track all your tip payments that are attributed to services. And again, that's really easy to do if you set up suppliers for all of your staff service products that are created, because then you can pull a report and see how much money that you have to pay out to all of your staff for the tips that their clients and customers gave them. So here I'm just going to do a cash payment real quick. So we'll say the person paid with $200, collect the $200, and we don't want to email it, so we'll just complete the sale. Here it's just going to ask to print it. If that was a Epson Star printer, it would just automatically go through the print process. But that's a really easy way to do a checkout from a check-in, in Resurva. And you can also do the same thing. If I create another product here called Tina Excel, and I will add an email for Tina Excel here. Because again, the customer information also gets synced over to Lightspeed Retail X as well. So I'll just make this appointment quick here. And if I click on the icon here, you'll see that once I go back over to here to retrieve a sale, this information is there. I've got the customer details here. So it creates like a customer profile, and it can also help you track where that customer comes from. Email is transferred over as well. So again, if you want to do marketing down the road or anything like that, or attribute sales to certain customers, it'll keep all of that synced up. We've got a 60-minute makeup session with Yvonne booked here for $90. And again, just go through the payment option. It's adding the tax on. We'll just do a cash payment here. Person paid with 105, complete the sale, and we're good to go there. If we do want to check like the inventory here, you can actually see that the services are being created on the fly. And then what I've started doing here is for the provider Gen Solera, we can actually go in and we can start editing products and creating some really fine-tooth tracking points. So, you could create a tag here so that you can do reports. Like you could call this like a, service provider as your tag here. So you can search for that down the road. You can add a category to the service, to this product here called service. So again, it'll let you set things up to create really good tracking points down the road. And then, you've got your SKU codes here. So this is just taking a combination of these Resurva slug, and then the service, and then the provider name. And then, you can create a supplier here, which again would let you do some really in-depth reporting, for year end, things like that. So you can see, what your total sales were by provider, service provider, and then also break that down against like physical product sales. But again, you can enter a supplier price for them. We set it so that you don't track inventory levels, because Resurva is doing the inventory tracking for the time slots. Obviously here, this will just inherit the default tax rate for the outlet. But if there are tax, differences, you can change the taxation rate that is applied, or zero rate, or whatever, if it is something that's exempt from tax as a service of a certain kind, or does have a different tax rate than the products that you're selling. And then last but not least, you have all your information here for like the supplier price and retail price, so that can be edited. And then this does get updated by Resurva, the retail price. And then in version 2, we are looking to sync everything, supplier price based on our splits in Resurva, and markup. All of those things will just automatically appear in products that we know that we have a connection to in Resurva. And then, just to go over other things real quick here, if you want to look at your customer list, again, you can see all the customers that are coming over from Resurva here. You can see, purchases that they make. Again, you can, because they are attached to Resurva, they have like unique identifiers from us. They can be like tracked or I guess targeted separately if you do want to do like mail outs, things like that down the road. So you can just email people who are booking services with you, about busy times like, end of year, New Year's, or a special holiday or whatever. You can do targeted mail outs to like people who've booked through Resurva, to let them know that it might be a busy time and they should get their act together and make the booking now rather than be disappointed a few weeks down the road. But yeah, that's really most of the features here that uh, connect the two services together. We are working on some large scale updates we've been wanting to launch for a little while now, and we're hoping to get those out real soon. But even now, the connection point between Resurva and Lightspeed Retail X is really strong. A lot of heavy lifting happens in the background, right? So having that ease of access, so that when you do happen to check someone in, to like a service that they're coming in for, you get that parked order displaying really really quickly. So in the retrieve sale area here, all those appointments that generally are made by your clients rather than you making them on your end, they'll show up. uh, we'll just do a quick Deborah, request booking. Say this was a walk-in named Deborah, right? And you can see here that if I just like check in Deborah here, her service is done, and I click on retrieve sale, then you've got that service coming up with Yvonne. That was booked, and that was 10 seconds or so from creating the booking to like actually getting that person ready to go to make the payment. And again, obviously, if you've got things like you've got your barcode scanner or whatever, it's just really easy, or your quick key setup. It's even easier to add physical products that that person may be picking up as well at the end of their appointment. So yeah, that's everything that we've got with our current connection with Lightspeed Retail X. If there are any questions ever, just you can always hit us up on our support at resurva.com. And yeah, we're looking forward to adding more features and capabilities to this integration in the coming months. But already, a lot of clients between Resurva and Lightspeed Retail X are using these services together, and they have a great experience of like being able to pull up parked orders that are ready for checkout, especially in like busier service based businesses. When they've got might have like 5, 6, 10 providers, and then rapid fire. If you're on like a very similar interval, clients might be checking out within a 5 minute, 10 clients in a 5 minute window. And this is something you can do with this setup, right? You just find the sale or the parked order, and if the client's got any physical products to purchase, add that, and they go ahead and they make their payment. All right, so yeah, if that's it for today. Again, if there are any questions, you can always hit us up on our support channel, which is primarily email, or support area support.resurva.com. And yeah, we'll be happy to help you troubleshoot or give any insight on how to use these two services together. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye.